Everyone knows the Jaguar E-Type, everyone knows the Aston Martin DB5, but British motoring history runs far deeper than the household names. Tucked away in small workshops across the country, tiny manufacturers with big ambitions built sports cars that never got the recognition they deserved. Some were built in garages by just a handful of people. Some were sold in numbers so small that most collectors today have never even seen one in person. But every single car on this list had something special, a story, an innovation, or a performance figure that quietly outclassed cars costing far more. Let's count down 10 rare British sports cars that history nearly forgot. Number 10. The Ginetta G4. Built from 1961 onward by four brothers working out of a small factory in Suffolk, the Ginetta G4 was a lightweight fiberglass sports car designed purely for driving enjoyment. With a simple tubular chassis and a compact four-cylinder engine, the G4 weighed next to nothing, which gave it handling that punched far above its modest power output. It became a favorite in amateur racing circles, where its agility often let it outpace far more powerful machinery through corners. Only a few hundred were ever built, and today it remains one of the most underrated giant killers in British motorsport history. Number 9. The Elva Courier. Founded by racing driver Frank Nichols, Elva built the Courier starting in 1958 as a lightweight sports car aimed squarely at club racing. Its fiberglass body sat on a simple but effective ladder chassis, and with various engine options available, the Courier became known for its exceptional balance and predictable handling, rare qualities in an era when many small sports cars were twitchy and unforgiving. Despite genuine racing success both in the UK and in the United States, Elva struggled financially and production numbers stayed remarkably low. Surviving Couriers today are treasured by collectors who know just how capable this little car truly was. Number 8. The Peerless GT. Introduced in 1957, the Peerless GT combined a spacious four-seat cabin with genuine sports car performance, an unusual combination for its time. Built using a lightweight tubular space-frame chassis with a fiberglass body, the Peerless GT achieved a surprisingly low weight, which gave it sharp handling and respectable speed from its six-cylinder engine. It even competed successfully at the Le Mans 24-hour race, an incredible achievement for such a small manufacturer. Production issues and financial struggles ended the Peerless story after only a couple of years, but its brief racing pedigree remains one of British motoring's best-kept secrets. Number 7. The Fairthorpe Electron Minor. Fairthorpe, founded by a former RAF officer, built the Electron Minor from 1957 as an affordable, lightweight sports car for enthusiasts on a budget. Its simple design and low weight meant that even with a modest engine, the Electron Minor felt genuinely quick and responsive on twisting British roads. It became known among owners for offering sports car thrills at a fraction of the price of bigger-name manufacturers. Production numbers were tiny, and today the Electron Minor is almost entirely unknown outside dedicated classic car circles, despite offering one of the purest driving experiences of its era. Number 6. The Rochdale Olympic. Built in Lancashire starting in 1960, the Rochdale Olympic was remarkably advanced for a small manufacturer, featuring a fully bonded fiberglass monocoque body, a construction technique far ahead of its time. This innovative build method made the Olympic exceptionally light and stiff, giving it handling characteristics that rivaled sports cars from far larger and better-funded manufacturers. It quietly proved that small British workshops could out-engineer the establishment when given the freedom to experiment. Fewer than a few hundred were built, making surviving examples extraordinarily rare and highly prized among those who understand just how ahead of its time the design truly was. Number 5. The Deep Sanderson 301. Created by engineer Chris Lawrence, the Deep Sanderson 301 arrived in the early 1960s with a genuinely radical idea for its time, a mid-engine layout. Years before this became common in performance cars, placing the engine behind the driver gave the 301 exceptional weight distribution and cornering ability that felt years ahead of anything else on British roads at the time. It found real success in club racing, embarrassing far more expensive machinery through corners. Production remained extremely limited, and today the Deep Sanderson 301 stands as one of the most technically important yet overlooked British sports cars ever built. Number 4. The Trident Clipper. The Trident Clipper, produced from the late 1960s, combined elegant coupe styling with a powerful American V8 engine, creating a genuine high-speed Grand Tourer built almost entirely by hand. Its fiberglass body was both lightweight and aerodynamically efficient, allowing the Clipper to achieve genuinely impressive top speeds that rivaled far more famous Grand Tourers of the era. Despite this performance, Trident remained a tiny operation, and total production numbers stayed remarkably small throughout the model's lifespan. Today, the Clipper is remembered by those who know it as one of the most capable yet overlooked Grand Tourers Britain ever produced. Number 3. The Marcos 1800 GT, founded by Jem Marsh and Frank Costin. Marcos introduced the 1800 GT in 1964 with one of the most unusual construction methods in automotive history, a wooden monocoque chassis. Despite sounding old-fashioned, this wooden structure gave the 1800 GT exceptional torsional stiffness combined with remarkably low weight, resulting in handling that stunned journalists who tested it against far more established rivals. Its low, sleek bodywork also gave it genuinely competitive top-speed figures for the era. Marcos remained a niche manufacturer for decades, and the 1800 GT's wooden chassis engineering remains one of the most fascinating footnotes in British automotive innovation. Number 2. The Gilbern Invader. Built in Wales, the sole Welsh car manufacturer of its era, the Gilbern Invader arrived in 1969 as a refined Grand Tourer powered by a strong V6 engine. Its fiberglass body sat over a steel chassis, striking a careful balance between comfort and genuine sporting performance. Road testers of the era were consistently surprised by how capable the Invader felt compared to far more expensive competition, offering genuine grand touring pace at a fraction of the price. Production ended after only a few hundred units were built, leaving the Invader almost entirely forgotten outside Wales, despite representing one of British motoring's most complete hidden gems. Number 1. The TVR Griffith 400. At the top of our list is a car that didn't just compete with far more expensive machinery. It genuinely humiliated it. Launched in 1964, the TVR Griffith 400 combined an ultra-lightweight fiberglass body with a monstrous American V8 engine, creating a power-to-weight ratio that shocked everyone who drove it. Independent testing at the time recorded acceleration figures that beat cars costing multiple times its price, including several far more celebrated Italian and German sports cars of the era. Its raw, unfiltered power combined with genuinely minimal weight meant the Griffith 400 could out-accelerate machinery that carried names far more famous than TVR's. Despite this stunning performance, TVR remained a small, under-resourced manufacturer, and production numbers stayed tiny throughout the model's short lifespan. Today, the Griffith 400 stands as concrete proof that a small British workshop, working with limited resources, built a car capable of beating almost everyone on the road. What connects every car on this list isn't fame or sales numbers or magazine covers. It's the story of small teams working with limited money and enormous ambition, quietly building machines that could genuinely compete with the biggest names in the business. These weren't cars built for glory. They were built by people who simply loved engineering and who believed that a small workshop in Britain could create something special. Many of these companies didn't survive long, but the cars they left behind still tell a story worth remembering. That's the story of 10 rare British sports cars that history nearly forgot. Proof that greatness doesn't always come from the biggest name on the badge.